has won 72% of his games. All right.
And that guarantees you a contract.
But they look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton. They watched him. I'm sure Baltimore's watching. They watched him win an MVP and then systematically break down because he ran too much. But Lamar is more accurate than Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Lamar's a better leader than Cam Newton. So I want Lamar to do great. I think he will do great, but he is still objectively an injury risk. So anyway, I'm picking the Ravens. And I love this conversation.
Same picking the Ravens. And you know what? Lamar's going to be the MVP conversation.
Oh, there we go.
Mad. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the Raw Sports Debate. I'm Michael Steven, along with my man Leslie. We're here for Week 2 picks here on Thursday, September 15th. Got Chiefs Chargers coming up tonight. And let's get it. We're going to have some takeaways from Week 1 as well. Both of us made our picks last week. Would you like to hear the results, Leslie?
I'm sure everybody want to hear them. It's Week 1.
Yeah, well, it's Week 1. It's very difficult. A lot of close games. Enough with the excuses. I went 8 wins, 7 losses, 1 tie. Leslie, you went 4 wins, 11 losses, 1 tie. Barely edged out by my daughter, 5 wins, 10 losses, 1 tie. So, hey, listen, it's Week 1. That's where we're at. So, let's both do better this week.
Yeah, for sure. Week 1, you know, a lot of teams disappointed, a lot of teams improved, a lot of teams, a lot of players, you know, a lot of things that we nobody is, you know, looking out for. A lot of injuries as well. There's one thing that I realized this open, you know, season this week, past week, a lot of injuries, you know, from good teams to bad teams, you know. I mean, it's also going to shape Week 2 as well. I think up until Week 5, you know, these picks ain't going to be what you think they're going to look like. But, hey, we'll keep going all season.
How about my pick of Najee Harris getting 2,400 yards and he gets about, 30 in Week 1 and gets hurt. So that's looking good. That bold prediction is looking great.
Bold. That's why it's a bold prediction. You know what I mean? Some of my bold predictions I feel like look good. Which, you know, from our 5 takeaways, I'm sure we're going to hit on that. But that's something, you know, I know you're excited to, you know, start off. So I'll give you the floor, Mike. Go ahead. 5 takes.
5 takes. All right. No, I'm going to do one from each block of games. So I'm going to start with Thursday.
Okay.
I think that Matt Stafford is like Eli Manning. Matt Stafford.
So he's gonna win 2 rings, and the city will love him and think he's the greatest than ever. Wow. Okay.
Quite possible. Well, here's why I say that, because I watched a lot of Eli Manning, and he was inconsistent, but when he was hot, and he's always somehow had a clutch gene. He always even when Eli was struggling, had as many picks as touchdowns some years. He always got it done in the fourth quarter, just like Stafford did. So here's the thing. They both played a lot of years. So let's see if I remember this right. Eli played 16 years. He had a 50% winning percentage in the regular season. He made the playoffs 6 times. He had 4 one-and-dones, and he had 2 Super Bowl runs where he was really good and the defense was great, but he made the plays and he deserved to win. Matt Stafford's had 13 years now. He's won 47% of his regular season games and made the playoffs 4 times. 3 one-and-dones, 1 dominant Super Bowl run. So you're right. Maybe he's got another one in him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has another one in him. But it seems real. That's very spooky right there. It's like when they make the playoffs, they're either going to lose right away or they're going to go. And listen, props to Matt Stafford and props to Eli for those rings because they deserved them. All right? They made the plays, but it was a team game. But it's like, other than that, they're not carrying people. So that's my takeaway after watching his pretty bad performance in week 1.
Okay. And your second take. This is fun.
My second take. The Eagles look great on offense. Their offensive line looked great. Hurts looked very good. Running game, 38-35 win. But, we both thought that was an easy win. And the Lions almost came back and won that. So I think that they're looking great. I think that your prediction about them winning the division through 1 week is a good one. And I think my prediction about the Cowboys winning the division does not look so good. But I don't want to overreact. But I do appreciate the way the Eagles looked on offense in week 1.
They did look good for sure. Eagles offense looking good. Matthew Stafford inconsistency. I like where this is going. Next take, Mike.
Cardinals struggled on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they don't have Hopkins back for a while, but they got some other weapons there with Kyler Murray. So, again, week 1, I've seen some crazy things happen in week 1. Teams get blown out, then come back and win, 8 straight games. So,
yeah.
I did not like the way they looked against the Chiefs. Chiefs just did whatever they wanted to them.
Super dominant, yeah. I'm actually excited to see them play tonight against the Chargers too, with that kind of performance, yeah. So bad performance from the Cards on both ends, nice.
Yeah. Number four, Dak did not look good before his injury. Looked inaccurate. I don't know why I picked Dallas. I must be living 3 years ago or something, but that was it was a pretty abysmal performance by that team overall. And I just didn't think Dak looked good. I think he's going to be out a bit now, but that they could have a tough season, or they could turn it around. We got to see what happens with Zeke and that line. The line's not exactly what it used to be a few years ago.
Yeah, that is a fact. Tyron Smith being hurt on that left tackle, that was a big blow. But actually, they had their rookie left tackle, guard that was playing tackle that played tremendous. He held Shaq Barrett, for no sack in the first half, until second half. That one play that Shaq Barrett beat him, that was the one play that he got to Dak Prescott as well too. So their line isn't what it's been over the past few years. So totally agree with you on that.
And listen, Dak's a winner, but it's very easy to win when you have a top 5 line and a top 5 running back.
Yeah,
it just makes it way easier.
Absolutely.
All right. And last but not least, obviously, I have to touch on the Seahawks stunning the Broncos 17-16, much to Richard Sherman and Doug Baldwin's delight, because they're petty. But on a serious note, Seahawks deserve to win the game, but the Broncos, you need to capitalize. You are inside the 1-yard line twice, and there was 2 fumbles. And that's the coach, and that's the quarterback, that's the running back, that's all of them. You have to get in the end zone there. Russ should have kept it on the first one. We did a little play fake. It was a run-pass option. He could have walked into the left. The next time, Russ diagnosed the defense, and the play got blown up. So it's partially on Russell. It's also on the running backs and the coaching staff. I think they could have dialed up a couple better plays there. And then they got down inside the 5-yard line again, and they had a delay game. And then Russ threw a couple of near touchdowns, and guys were just out of bounds or just dropped it. And, they ended up being down 17-16. And then you got the end of the game. You got a 4th and 5. You got to go for it. The numbers are in your favor. Russ is a very good 4th down quarterback. 4th and 5, he gets that. I believe I saw a stat that said the last few years he's 10 out of 14 on 4th down and 4 to 6 yards, which makes sense. He really is a very good 4th down quarterback. But kicking a 64-yarder, that's something you make, he's never made it that far before. That's like a 10% possibly thing. So I think you go for it. You get a few more yards. You got a minute, 3 timeouts, and then you kick a 30-yard field goal. But, I think Russell played well. But, it was I even said it last week, right? I said, hey, it's week 1. First time there might be some, getting to know each other on Denver. And I think that came back to haunt him, a couple of delayed games. And but listen, he's got to get that game. He's got to get that job done. I think sometimes he's overconfident in 2-minute drills. He kind of just takes his time, and it's like, yo, just get down there, then take your time. Stop pacing yourself. Like he's done it. He's had so many amazing 2-minute drives where he just takes his time and, oh, yeah, it gets in there. He's got to go a little quicker. So props to the Seahawks for winning. They deserved it. It was their Super Bowl. And I think that Geno Smith looked great, especially in the first half. Nothing but respect for him. And I'm sorry for Jamal Adams, man. Like I like that dude. Seattle traded a lot for him, and unfortunately, he keeps getting these catastrophic injuries. So hope he recovers.
Yeah, he's unfortunately out for the season officially. That sucks. He just got a nice deal as well not long ago too. So they'll as a fan base and as a coaching staff team, I'm sure they want to get the most out of him. So that's an unfortunate situation going on down there. But yeah, your 5 takes were solid, Mike. I don't take nothing away from you, but now let the king talk, okay? All right. So my 5 takes. I'll start with the Giants Tennessee game. Saquon Barkley looked amazing. He looked like he hasn't lost a step. And I think the Giants, did a good job this offseason, past 2 off seasons, trying to get a better line for Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley as well. Daniel Jones didn't have an amazing game. He did okay. But their run option, on offense was amazing. On defense, they played, really good as well, limiting Derrick Henry and all of that. They could have lost the game, but, this week 1, the kickers blew it,
Kickers were so bad this week.
Yeah, and that is actually my second take. The kickers look like they should have incentives in their pay, like you miss some certain kind of games. I like what the Colts are doing. You miss a field goal, whatever that matters, you're done that day. You might have to take your own bus home or flight, whatever it may be. We're done. The kickers shitted bed in week 1. Saquon looked amazing week 1, and I think he's up for big success this year.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I love Saquon. Don't know him personally, but we went to the same school district in Easton, cool. And what's it called?
Penn State guy.
Penn State guy. He did go to Penn State. He won what high school did he go? I forgot. Damn it.
Oh no! All I know about Saquon is
one of my best friends went to his high school. I met him at a party before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, at a glow party. But yeah, he's always been, this humble, nice kid. That's a great athlete. So
incredible strength. I saw some of his lifting videos from
Saquads. They call him Saquads for a reason, man.
He had one of the best games. I just remembered this. Like he had one of the best games I've ever watched a running back have against the Eagles on a Monday night. I don't even remember that game. He was jumping over guys, spin moves.
Yeah.
Just unbelievably dominant. I forget the exact numbers. I think he had somewhere over 230 total yards, somewhere around there. And the Giants lost like 34-13, 31-13, something like that in that realm. And I was like, you see what I mean? A running back can be unbelievably dominant if a quarterback doesn't get it done. Like that's the way the NFL is now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. The quarterback definitely moves the offense. If he doesn't have a good game, solid game, that team's not gonna do much that day.
Yeah.
All right. Now my third pick. My third take from week 1. The Packers did not look good. Aaron Rodgers didn't look in tune with his receivers. And again, it makes me very confident about my bold prediction. He's not going to be in the top 3 or even 5 MVP conversation because, the decline that they're going to have. We all knew Devontae Adams is amazing, but everyone is like, oh, Adams is gone and Packers do well. It means it was what's his name? Rodgers that made him that guy, but I don't think that's the case. I think Rodgers made his job way easier. He's still that good of a receiver. He might not have that many touchdowns with, being on the Raiders, but I think yards wise and catches, he's still gonna have his targets and catches. So yeah, the Packers did not look good. Aaron Rodgers did not look, on like he was on the same page with his receivers as well, which it didn't go well because the Vikings didn't, just torched them. Their defense wasn't up to par. Like they didn't look very, very, very awake. If I should put it. On Sunday they play the Bears. I'm excited to see what it looks like since the Bears, gave 49ers a run for their money.
Listen, I'm all for rooting against Rodgers from a football standpoint. I like him as a man, but on the football field, you know how I feel about him. We root against him.
I know.
But he did not look good.
He did.
I had a feeling I didn't have the balls to pick the Vikings. I should have. I even said it out loud, like I'm going to regret this, and I should have just picked them. But yeah, he, I'm sure it's Adams. I'm sure it's getting in sync, and Minnesota always plays him well. But
yeah,
listen, he's getting older. He can't make those off-script plays the way he used to. So he's still a rhythm guy, as we talk about. And it's like his instinct is, hey, I'm going to take the sack instead of just put the ball out there. And sometimes you got to just take that risk and stretch the defense a little bit. And, but it's week one. He struggled week one last year. Then he had 37 touchdowns and 2 picks after that. So
yeah,
let's see how it goes.
That could be that guy as well. Yeah. The Colts, I think they're going to take a step back after seeing that performance. Matt Ryan is an average quarterback at best at this time of his career. And I think they actually downgraded from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan, if I'm being honest. Why? Because Carson Wentz younger, more fluid, only thing is he's injury prone, but last year he didn't look that injury prone. I understand. I get it. The Colts are in a system and in a situation where it's like a win now. So to me, I don't think it made sense to go get a guy like Matt Ryan. I could see how it sounds good because, Matt had these MVP moments that Atlanta hasn't been good. Maybe this is the time that, they get him to a team where, they have a great system, great running backs, young core receivers. But again, it's Matt Ryan. Those days are behind him. And I think they should have, they had a better chance taking on a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, because he's younger. I think he's a little tougher right now. Matt Ryan is not the guy that's going to get them to the playoffs, if I'm being honest, So I think the Colts might miss the playoffs again this year because they're going to take a huge decline. And then last but not the least, the Lions will not be the worst team in the NFL this year. Putting up 35 points against the Eagles defense was amazing because I actually don't know if the Vikings can put up 35 points against the Eagles this Sunday. So that's something that was quite impressive to me. I know they lost the game by 3, but they, at the fourth quarter, they rallied all the way back and almost looked like they had a chance. Jared Goff looked like, he's a decent quarterback. He looked a little average, a little tiny 0.1 bit over average. He looked like Derek Carr, I should say,
I knew you were going to say that.
Nothing special, but, he looked like he could get the job done, for a team like that. And I'm proud of him as well, keep fighting. He was on the Super Bowl contending team and got traded to the team that ended up being the worst team. So my fifth take, the Lions will not be the worst team in the NFL this year. For sure.
All right, so now we got week 2 picks. We're going to kill it this week. We'll do way better than last week. So read them off, Les.
All right, we're going to head right into Thursday night tonight. We got the Chargers going up against the Chiefs and the Arrowhead. Who do you got, Mike?
Chiefs in a close one. I think that, listen, Herbert's awesome talent, great week 1, but Mahomes coming off that 5-touchdown performance. I think that he's going to get the job done. I trust him late over Herbert. And I think those teams are pretty evenly matched, though. The Chargers got a lot of talent on defense. But I'm going to go with the veterans here.
Awesome. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs as well myself. Only because I think Mahomes he has something to prove, and he's actually gonna be in a MVP conversation this year, if not the MVP. Whoever I said, Josh Allen, Mahomes is gonna give him the run for his money this year.
Oh
He
yeah.
looks amazing game one, you know. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think both teams, the Chargers know how to play the Chiefs very well, and the Chargers have great defense. So it's going to be a game where I think they both kind of keep it close. All right, now the Pats and the Steelers.
I'm going to go with the Steelers. I liked how they looked against the Bengals, especially the defense. I think they turned Burrow over about 5 times.
Yeah, he had 4 interceptions and 1 fumble lost.
Yeah, so I think I got to see where the Patriots are at. You know, you always know they're going to be well coached, and they're going to make good decisions in games because of their coach. But I'm going to go with the Steelers in this one.
Awesome. I'm gonna go with the Steelers as well because I believe in Mike Tomlin. But I don't think that's the main reason. Also, with Mac Jones being hurt, Ty Montgomery being hurt, the Patriots haven't found their image this year yet. It's gonna be a low scoring game. Under 40, I could guarantee that. Grit and grind teams, both of them gonna run the ball a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers on this one as well. All right. Now the Giants and the Panthers. Baker Mayfield going down, at Big Apple.
I'm gonna pick the G-men. Yeah, I'm gonna
Giants.
go with them riding that high from that close victory. I think the crowd's gonna be fired up. I don't really trust Baker too much. He looked good in the fourth quarter last week, but other than that, not too great. So I'm gonna go with the Giants. I know it's about a pick 'em in the spread. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the hometown team.
This is a game where I feel like you have an average quarterback and a slightly below average quarterback showdown. And I feel like they're both about to be on the same level. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I like listen. Look, I look at it this way: they have McCaffrey, they have Saquon, right? Almost same talent level. Both always kind of hurt. You got Baker, you got Daniel Jones. Baker sometimes, not pulling his weight, and Daniel Jones turning the ball over a lot. They both in a situation where I think now the Giants are more happier with what they got. I think the Giants win this one as well. And then the next one, the Jets and the Browns.
I'm gonna go with the Browns. Browns are home, right?
Browns are home, yes.
I'm gonna go with the Browns. I like that I looked last week.
I'm gonna go with the Browns as well, just because they're home. The Jets didn't look too bad, even with Joe Flacco, surprisingly. But I'm gonna go with the Browns because they got the better defense in this situation, and it's gonna be a lot of running going on, and I think the Browns got a better run offense as well too. Now the Colts and Jags.
Tough one. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Jags.
I'm surprised you went with the Jags.
Yeah, I trust. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna get it done.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Jags as well because, like I said, I don't trust Matt Ryan and I don't trust the Colts. I think they're gonna take a huge decline this year.
And we got Jonathan Taylor though, so we'll see.
They do got Jonathan Taylor. They do got Jonathan Taylor. But also, you still got what's his name? Leonard still out, arguably the best inside linebacker in the game. So when you have him out, the Jaguars gonna do something on offense today. And it's a divisional game. I don't think the Jaguars are scared of Colts or Texans or Tennessee. And they're gonna try and win that division. I know I sound crazy, but the Jaguars gonna give everybody their run for their money. They might have the best record in the division, as in against divisional opponents. They might be like 4-2 in the division. That might be the only wins they have. But and I'm serious, they're like Seattle. Whatever it takes to win a divisional game, they will do that. So yes, I'm gonna go with the Jags as well. All right, and then now the hot flying Dolphins are going up against the Ravens.
Ooh,
Tough game. I think that's one of the most fun games this Sunday.
I'm going to go Baltimore in a tight one. Yeah, I think I trust them, but I do like what I see out of the Dolphins early on this season. I think Tyreek Hill had a nice start. Good, a lot of receptions from my fantasy team.
Uh-huh.
And but I'm going to go with Lamar and the Ravens in this one, in a tight one.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I'm always gonna go with the better team in the sense that the better quarterback that I trust, which is Lamar Jackson. Now that he's in a position where he need to earn his I think he's already earned his contract, but they're still, trying to push a narrative. Is he really? Listen, Lamar Jackson deserves a contract over guys like Kyler Murray, Derek Carr. Matthew Stafford got his. I mean, he got his Super Bowl. I get it. But he deserves a contract more than half of these guys that have gotten a contract. He's being highly disrespected. But again, I heard that's because they're presenting him some kind of money that he's not, might not take, or he's asking.
Well, no, they gave him a very respectable offer.
Of what, 230?
230 with like 150 guaranteed. That's the second bet. That's more money than like Russell's making per year. And so the money per year.
He should be making more money than Russell Wilson. What's your point?
Okay, so they're giving him the proper. Okay, that's fine. I respect your opinion. So they're giving him the right amount of money per year. He just wants it fully guaranteed because Deshaun Watson got it fully guaranteed. And this reminds me of like A-Rod. It's like, well, just because you decided to pay A-Rod back in like I don't know if you remember that, back in the 90s or 2000, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to pay A-Rod. He was worth 160. We're going to give him 250. He resets the whole market. So the Ravens are thinking like, hey, this guy he's a great quarterback, but he does run a lot and he is an injury risk more than a traditional pocket passer. We're going to give him, 60, 65% of it guaranteed. I think it's a very fair offer, but I understand Lamar's position and he has great confidence in himself. So I agree with his stance, but I also agree with what Baltimore's doing. I think it's a very fair offer.
Well, Baltimore should think about it and look at it this way. You could lose Lamar Jackson and you might never ever find Lamar Jackson. And I'll tell you this, Mike, Lamar is an MVP and still plays at an MVP level. You have guys like Kyler Murray that's been in the league and been to the playoff one time and didn't perform any good. Okay. Right. You have some of these guys that are just getting contracts over and over. Kirk Cousins, 2 years, $100 million whatsoever, all guaranteed. You're giving some of these guys some of these kind of contract. Lamar deserves everything he asked for from Baltimore. Since he's been on that team, he's been the most relevant thing to happen to them since their last Super Bowl run in 2013. And you can't tell me anything otherwise. You guys gave Joe Flacco that money with no hesitation. Yeah, elite. He is not elite. He was elite that year.
But he was elite against the Patriots. He was like
he was elite against the 49ers. He was to win that postseason that he went on that run was dominant. Amazing. Okay, dominant run. But again, like I can talk and go over and over and over about, some of these guys. Okay, if Lamar Jackson, okay, and this has nothing to do with race, but I'll tell you what, if Lamar Jackson was a guy like Drew Brees and did what he did he would get that money and nobody will question him. But because before he got in the league, he was picked way low, literally the last pick, the last guy in the room. Why? Because in college they go, he's a running back, he's not this, he's not. He's been doubted by GMs, coaches, by the media, all of that he's a running quarterback. This guy has tremendously improved. He's improved throwing the ball in the pocket. He's improved how he zips the ball, everything. But again, they always want to give him that disrespect, If he wants 230, give him that full 230 guaranteed. I don't, you know what I mean? Because I'm at a point where I'm looking at it as like, if you let him go, who are you going to get to replace that? You know, like now teams don't have good. You see when he's not there, how bad the team looks. You know, like they have a great coach that still manages to make things happen. You know, John Harbaugh is a guy like Mike Tomlin as well. You know, they always know how to make things happen. If their best players now, oh, this guy's gonna come in and I'm gonna give him all the confidence and he's gonna have the game of his career. You know, they're good at things like that. But I think Lamar has earned everything and doesn't deserve half of this disrespect. You know, first quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards, throw for like 4,000. You know, people don't do that. You know,
yeah.
3K, sure.
Hey, you're saying
but
everything
there's not
you're
a lot
saying
of
is true.
there's not a lot of people that are doing this and that, this and that, this and that. Again, he runs a lot. He runs a lot in your system. So yeah, if he wants all his money guaranteed, give him that money. Because if Lamar takes away his read option, run option from that system, that hey, I don't want to run since you don't want to give me that guaranteed money. I don't want to do this and get myself hurt. Baltimore will not be that scary. They're that scary because of Lamar Jackson. They're not scary because they have a great receiver, a great this. No. It's Lamar Jackson. He is the heart and soul of that Baltimore team. So again, you get rid of him, none of this will be relevant. So give him what he deserves. Deshaun Watson has not been in the league for how long? He set a whole season last year.
And they gave him all that guaranteed money.
They gave him all of that
Lamar,
guaranteed money. Like you said, the market.
They reset the market, and the A-Rod deal was 10-year.
The market.
10-year, $252 million they gave A-Rod, even though like the Mariners gave him like 160. Like, why would you go up that amount of money? You just, it's is what it is. But
yeah,
everything you said was accurate. I just see both sides very clearly. And yes, is race going to play a factor? Of course. But I think we always know that the white quarterback, old habits die hard, and they're still going to get that favoritism because of the history of the position.
And that's bullshit. But we'll move on to our next one. Let's not give him the time of the day.
Listen, you want to move on? I just want to make one more point.
Go ahead.
Lamar has won 72% of his games. All right?
And that guarantees you a contract.
But they look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton, they watched him. I'm sure Baltimore's watching. They watched him win an MVP and then systematically break down because he ran too much. But Lamar is more accurate than Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Lamar's a better leader than Cam Newton. So I want Lamar to do great. I think he will do great, but he is still objectively an injury risk. So anyway, I'm picking the Ravens. And I love this conversation.
Same picking the Ravens. And you know what? Lamar's going to be the MVP conversation.
There we go.
Mad. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Now we got the GOAT, the Bucks against the Saints. Who you got?
Why did I pick against him in week 1? That was retarded. I'm gonna go with Brady. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I think he looked pretty good in week 1. Still got the deep ball. Still accurate as ever from the pocket. I think the Saints have a very good defense. And my boy Jameis Winston's going for Brett Favre's interception record, but I'm going to pick the Buccaneers in this one.
Awesome.
In the close.
Yeah. I think Bucks win by like a touchdown. I'm going with the Bucks. 2 things. 1, I'm not going against Brady. 2, the Saints don't have Alvin Kamara today, and I think he plays a huge part in their offense. I had to bench him on my fantasy team. I'm not happy about that. So, yes, I'm going with the Bucks because I trust everything that they got going on. Now, the Commanders, Washington Commanders versus the Detroit Lions.
Ooh. I'm going to go with the Commanders.
Nice.
Tough call. That's a pick 'em.
That is a pick 'em. I'm going with the Lions on this one.
Finally, we disagree.
The Lions, yay! I can't believe that. I'm going with the Lions with this one just because, like I said, I think this year they're not going to be as bad. I think home games, they're going to show the world that, hey, they're here to play as well. Now, 49ers versus the Seahawks.
Niners, all day.
Niners. Okay, nice.
Hey, listen, but Gino's going to ball out. They got some adrenaline from last week, but they will miss Jamal Adams. And I think I think the Niners are going to be pissed off coming off that loss last week. I think Trey Lance balls out, and I think they take it by 7 points. Seahawks always hang tough in divisional games, as we know.
Yeah, they got the Niners on the books in Vegas. They got the Niners winning by 8.5. If you're a better, take that bet. Possibly by 2 points if you can. The Niners are not going to blow out the Seahawks. It's going to be a close one just because the Seahawks know the Niners have a problem with the Seahawks in that division more than anybody in that division. Rams, we close our eyes and beat Rams, any day. Cardinals win one, lose one, split decision. Seahawks more than likely lose both. And, it was mainly because of Russell Wilson. But again, I think now Pete Carroll just has that dominance and confidence over the Niners, but I'm going to go with the Niners just because I'm a fan. But we're in a situation where this game could go either way. The Niners' first 5-6 games, they could be 2-3 or 0-5. Why? Because we got Trey Lance that he's just starting to just spread out his wings. He's just getting started. He doesn't look terrible, but he doesn't look great. He looks good. So he's gonna still ride that wave. We didn't look, because of injuries and things going on. And same, to my repeated self. I'm going with the Niners just as a fan, but it's gonna be a close one. If I was betting, I'm picking the Seahawks with a plus.
Hey, babe, props to your Niners because I don't know if you know this, but I picked them every round to cover the spread in the playoff pool I was in last year. And they covered. They beat the Packers, and then even when they lost to the Rams, they covered the spread.
They did because I won that bet. Yeah, because I had the Niners as well +4, and they lost by 3. So they did cover.
It's exactly what I said. I said the Rams might beat them. If they beat them, they're going to beat them by 3. That's it.
Yes, sir. And then the Falcons at Rams today.
The Rams are going to be pissed. I think Eli Stafford's going to play better. And I'm picking the Rams in a 14-point win.
Nice. What about Cardinals at Raiders today? I got the Rams as well too. That's why I just skipped past it. Sorry, but I got
Cardinals
the Rams as well.
At Raiders. Ooh, I want the Cardinals to win for 2 reasons. I like Kyler Murray, and I dislike the Raiders because they're in the Broncos division. But I want to be right, so I'm going to go with the Raiders in a close one.
All right, nice. I'm gonna have to disagree, highly disagree, and go with the Cardinals. Also, if you are better, they got the Cardinals at 6.5. Pick the Cardinals 6.5. The Raiders will not be the Cardinals by a touchdown. I doubt that, but I think I pick the Cardinals to win.
No love for your hometown, bro. No love. Your current hometown.
I mean, just think about it. I lived in Philly. I was not a Eagles fan. I lived here. I'm not, Vegas fan. No. I'm more realistic than, anything. I'm going with the Cardinals. Anyway, Texans versus Denver Broncos.
Broncos, 38-20. Russ throws 3 or 4 touchdowns.
I'm going with the Denver, and I think they're going to open the playbook up for Russ to do whatever he wants to do this week because the coach want to instill his trust in him. That last play with, Russ calling that touchdown, I think that was very poor of him and the coach as well. That was poor of him with the timeout, and that was very poor of the coach after the timeout decision, So I think it played a factor on both ends, and I think the coach got to instill that trust back in, a great quarterback.
I think Russ didn't want to rock the boat in game 1 and cause waves, because if that was him next year, he'd be like, hey, no, we're staying. Let's go.
See, and that is why I'm not a fan of Russell Wilson.
I'm with you. I agree with you.
Passive. Like, they paying you all that money. What do you mean not this year? Not this year. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. We're not even going to sit on this one. Now, Bengals versus Cowboys. Come on, Mike. I'm going with the Bengals.
I know. I wanted to make you roll your eyes. Yeah, I'm going to go with the defending Super Bowl runner-ups. If they're kick, as long as they don't have to do any kicks, because that dude, I forget his name, but he had a rough one last week.
What about the Bears and the Packers? Sunday nighter.
I think the Packers win in a real close game. Listen, I've watched the Bears beat the Packers on some Sunday nights when everyone thought it was going to be a laugher. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I might be doing what I did last week. Don't pull it again, Mike. All right, I'm gonna stick with the Packers. I think Rodgers shows out, but I would not be surprised if the Bears won this game. I would definitely I definitely would pick the Bears against the spread here.
Absolutely. Same, picking the Bears spread, but I'm gonna go with the Packers because Rodgers needs that win. Because if he doesn't, I'm gonna have a field day here next week. All right. And then on a Monday night, we got two games. You got Tennessee and Bills, and you got Vikings, Eagles. Tennessee and Bills. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bills. They're unbelievable. They scored 31 points, even though they turned it over a few times. They are a machine, and they're on a mission this year to take it all.
Nice.
And I think Tennessee is a solid team, but I'm going with the Bills until further notice.
Tennessee's taking a decline this year, so I'm going with the Bills. But I think it's going to be a close game just because Mike Vrabel, he just knows how to play great teams and keep it at a very low scoring.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now the Vikings and the Eagles.
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
The Vikings.
I was really impressed with them last week. I think they win in a close game on the road here.
All right, shout out to Justin Jefferson, putting up those stats. But I'm going to have to go with the Vikings as well. I'm picking the Vikings with the spread.
Wow.
Have them 2.5. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going with the Vikings as well. All right. So we saved the best for the last. Let me hear my niece's picks for this week.
All right, Carly's Corner. All right, here we go. She got the Chiefs.
Chiefs, okay.
These are in no order, but we'll document them. Chiefs,
yeah.
Browns, the Bucks,
okay.
The Panthers, the Patriots, the Colts, the Ravens, Lions, 49ers, Broncos, Rams, Raiders. Oh,
Raiders.
She wrote Tigers.
Cincinnati. It's a Bengal, but yeah, I know we know what you mean.
She's messing with me. She's trolling me on her picks. Packers, Packers, Bills, and Eagles.
Okay. So she got.
Ain't no Tigers. This ain't baseball. This ain't the Wizard of Oz. What you doing?
She got Eagles, Raiders, Panthers, Colts, and Pats. Different from everything I got.
All right.
Not bad. But anyway, good episode today. I'm excited for this week's picks. The game is almost on. I know it's going to be later on your side. I'm going to get ready to watch that game. Good luck to your picks. Your 5 takes was solid, I should say.
Yeah.
But
you too. Good luck.
Good episode today, and we'll get back at it next week.
All right. Sounds good, brother. Peace out.
Peace out.
Go eat.